Morning everyone, it's Sue again. Today I'm just doing a very random craft with me. I have no idea where I'm headed or what I'm doing. I've been working crazily to try and get some bits and pieces done for my Etsy store, and on top of that I've been working my real job. So I'm a bit tired today, so I just thought I might try and just have a little bit of a play around and bring you guys along for the ride. So I hope it's not too all over the shop, but we'll see what happens, what comes of it. So I've got my dirty chai here. So since I've been sick, I can't seem to get back just to straight coffee, so I have coffee and chai, and it's yum. So I've got that to try and keep me going, and I've got all these little, I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. I've got all these little mini envelopes that I've cut out using this Kaisercraft die here. And I don't know, I just thought what I did was yesterday before I went to work, I inked all these up and with Distress Oxide, and then I sprayed them with water and left them to dry. I don't know, some of them I'm not overly fussed with. I think went a little bit heavy on the ink on some of them, but anyway, they're supposed to look old, and that's what I'm aiming for. So I thought what I might do is just fold some of them up and maybe decorate some of those. So I just wanted to share that with you. So that's a Kaisercraft decorative die, and it's called Mini Envelope. So that's what I've used there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, since I've added water and ink to these, some of the score lines seem to have sort of dissipated. So I'm just going to score some of these so I can fold them up. My thought process is that I'll probably be putting these in my ephemera packs. I just shared a video before on some ephemera packs that I'm making for my Etsy store. So these probably will go in there. And I'm just thinking that I'll do them, I'm not going to seal them as envelopes, so I'll leave them on the inside blank so that they can be journaling spots if you like, or whoever does purchase them. Sorry, I find it hard to talk and do this at the same time. So whoever does purchase them can seal them up, or they can use them as a journaling spot in their journal. So I'll just show you what I mean when I fold one up. So they just fold up obviously into a cute little envelope like this. How sweet is that? That is so cute. That's not very straight, but once again this morning I have the house to myself for a short while. My partner's taken his mum to an appointment, so I said that I wouldn't go, I would stay here and try and get some work done. So I'm lucky I can be filming this down in my craft space, so because there's no one around. You'll just hear the bird in the background making a hell of a noise on and off, although he's asleep at the moment. I can see he's asleep. So anyway, I'm rambling now. This yeah, so my thought process with this was just to have it like that, so that whoever gets it, they can actually open it up and use it as a journaling spot in their journal if they want to, or they can get it and they can seal it up as a mini envelope. So what I wanted to do was just do some decoration on this front rectangular part. So I might just score a couple of these, and then I might have a little bit of a play and see what comes of it, I suppose. So I hope it's not going to be too random for you. I have no idea, absolutely no idea where I'm headed with it, what I'm going to do, what supplies I've got. I've got a hell of a mess around me. You guys can't see that part. All you can see is here, which is nice and tidy. So I'm sure we can come up with something though. So I'll just do a couple of these very quickly. Don't want to hold you up for too long. Always feel really nervous doing these, doing like a craft with me. It's funny because once you turn the camera on, there's feels like there's so much more pressure, because I'm not a fast crafter by any stretch of the imagination. If I have something in my mind and I know what I want to do, it doesn't always end up turning out exactly what was in my mind. But if I know what I want to do, I can get in there and get it done. But if I have no idea, we could be here for hours. Well, I will be anyway. I won't put you through that pain. So there's a few anyway. So that's some to get us started. So here's something too. When you guys score, let me know in the comments. When you guys score, do you see there's a ridge side there and there's an indented side? Which way do you fold? I never know. And I think I do it different every time. So if there is supposed to be a way you're supposed to do it, can you let me know? Just leave me a comment. See, because what I'm going to do is I'll leave that side on the inside because it's nicer, and I'll cover up this side here. So that seems to, a lot of the time, tends to make my decision which way I fold it. I don't think it really matters too much, as long as it folds nicely, I guess. But yeah, I'd be interested to know. I always think of that every time I score something and fold it. I think, am I doing it the right way? Okay, so there's a few little cuties. So now that I've folded those, I'm just going to open them up, and as I said, I'm going to decorate on here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of collage, really, I think. I've got this old book here that I've been using. So I've got a couple, actually. This one's got smaller font. Actually, this one might be better because it's got smaller font going on the smaller envelope. So let's find my glue. So what have you all been up to? Hope you've all been managing to get a little bit of crafting in. It's it'd be nice to win the lotto, I think, so that I didn't have to work and I could craft all the time, but that's never going to happen. Okay, so I'm just having a little bit of a look to make sure there's nothing really too bad on this book page. So I'm just going to randomly tear. Now, I don't ever throw this out, the top part there, because it's already aged. I like to keep that and stamp something on that. So I might stamp something on that and put it on one of these envelopes. So yeah, as I said, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just going to go for it, not think too hard about it, and try and get something done. So I like to use ink. Just gives it another layer. So I'm just going to glue that down. Just going to do it. Just going to do it, guys. It's been really hot here again in Queensland. Last week we had a couple of days where it cooled down quite nicely. It was still warm, but it was, yeah, it was bearable. And now all of a sudden it's just come back, the heat's come back with a vengeance. So we're in autumn. Mother Nature. It's supposed to be a bit cooler, so anyway, it'll be, in a couple of months I'll be whinging that it's too cold, so can't keep me happy. So just getting that excess ink, excess, what do you call that, glue off there, and then I'm just going to trim that down. So what I'm going to put on there, I don't even know. What have I got? Have I got any really small images? Maybe I'll get my cheesecloth. Nearly ran out of cheesecloth the other day. It was horrible. So we had to race to Spotlight and get some more. So I've dyed some up, and now I don't know what I've done with it. What have I done with it? I think I've put it away. Hang on a tick. Here we go. I've dyed it all up. This is how much I had left of the cheesecloth. So you can imagine it was like a mad dash to Spotlight to get some more. So love my cheesecloth. So I'm just going to probably add a little bit of cheesecloth here. Maybe not that much. Just roughly cut that in half. Might add a little bit of maybe music paper on there as well. It's I don't think I've worked with such a small area before, so it's a little bit of a challenge. So I think I'll add just a little bit of music paper coming this way. As I said, I have no idea what this is going to look like. So I'm just going to add that there. I'm just going to add the cheesecloth roughly there. So I just love, I'm very tactile, so I love all the different textures. And I've got, I was using this on some of my tags that I was making for my ephemera packs. I'll just share those with you. These little tags here I've made. I've still got to finish inking up the edges and add some seam binding. But these are just some stickers that I had that I've added on there. And I've sewn through for the bodies, and then I've left the threads, tied off the threads and left them as antenna. I think they've turned out really cute. So but some of these butterflies that I've got left over are too big for the tags. So yeah, I really like how they turned out. So they'll be going in some of my future ephemera packs as well. So sorry, I'm just, look at that. So these are some of the wings that I had left. These are too big to go on the little envelopes. But then I found this sticker pack that I had. I don't even know where I got it from. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we might ought to stick this guy on there. Have a look. Yep, we can stick him on there. So I'm just going to ink around the edge, because you can see there's some white edges there. Just get rid of those white edges. And with any stickers that I use, these are just from a cheap shop, reject shop, I think. So with any of the stickers, because you just don't know whether they're going to stick, I always add a little bit of glue, because I don't want them falling off. So I'm just going to add him. I'll just put him on an angle, I think, on that cheesecloth. And he's got glitter on there already. And with the cheesecloth, it sort of sits off the envelope a little bit. I don't know whether you can see that. So I don't know, that's one, I mean, not a lot to it. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to ink around the sides just to make that stand out a little bit more as well. And there you have one little envelope done. So that's pretty easy. I mean, just use your scraps and bits and pieces. And you can manage to do, it's amazing what you can manage to do. I think I'm just going to ink these up before I do. It just makes it a little bit easier before I decorate them. So I'm working Sunday, and then I'm going over and I'm going to go and stay at my mum's for the night. I'm going to catch up with my mum and my sister and 2 of my kids. We're going to go out for dinner, and then on Monday my sister and my mum and I, we're going to have a craft day, so looking forward to that. Because I don't have any of my other friends they don't really get the whole junk journaling thing that I do, and my mum and my sister don't do that. They journal, they do creative journaling, but they don't do junk journals, but they get me. So it's nice to be around people that get you. So okay, what am I going to do? I think just as a base, I think I might, I just saw this script stamp sitting there. I might just stamp a bit of script on here, and I just use my script stamp like this. I just use it when I'm using it on tags, not on a block, because I just want it to be random. So I just sort of curl it around my fingers and then just stamp it. So I don't know, I might end up covering up a lot of that, but it's just another layer on the base. So, what am I going to do with this one? I have no idea. I literally have no idea. What I might do is add a bit of colour to it. So I'm just going to grab my box of scraps here. These scraps here I use for I've got so many. So these are like leftover bits and pieces, and I'd sort of just try and, well, that one I didn't do very well. I was playing around trying to make, what do you call them? Like floss holders for your threads and everything. But any leftover bits and pieces, I try and sort of square them up a bit, and I just throw them in here. So some of these longer bits I need to put somewhere else because they're a bit annoying, but these pieces I mainly use for my sewn pages or Franken pages. But I quite often delve in here and grab you know, bits and pieces to tear, to add to things that I'm making. So in here, where did I just see that? I think there's some strips of some roses. You can see that one I've sort of cut into. A bit of, I don't know, might be something wrong with me. Maybe I'm a little bit obsessive, but I keep these little bits and pieces as well. So, you know, like this is the bottom of a the advertising piece on a piece of decorative designer scrapbooking paper, but on the other side it's beautiful. So, you know, why wouldn't you keep that? That's what I say anyway. So I'm not going to even try and tear that because the piece is too narrow. So I'm just going to trim this little piece of from the paper off the side. I'm just going to get rid of that. just got no energy today. I just exhausted. Okay. So I'm just going to play around. I don't know, maybe I'll just add a little bit down the bottom there. Oh God, I'm just going to work out approximately how wide that is. I may have to cut this video short and continue it later because my partner may come home and he's not quiet. So, and it's so silly. I mean, we've been together for 2.5 years now, but I get so embarrassed doing like these videos in front of him. I don't know why. It's silly, isn't it? But I guess it's just because it's out of my comfort zone. It's not normally, you know, like it's not something, it's taken me a lot of years to put myself out there and do this sort of thing. So, but I just, yeah, sometimes I just wonder about myself because I can talk to him about anything without any problems, but I get all embarrassed when I have to do this. Like when I watch a video back to make sure that it's filmed okay, I won't do it while he's in the room. I do it in private when he's not around. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, that's just me. So there's just a tiniest little bit there that's annoying me. So I've just trimmed that off. I mean, that looks cute just as on its own, just as a little decorative envelope, but I am going to add more there. So I think just with the roses, I might add some music. This time I might do it down this side. So I'm just going to tear this. I don't want... It's hard. I didn't realise how hard it was going to be working on a tiny little piece like this. So I'll just get rid of that. So I'm just going to ink around those bits there. So I'm going to add some glue. I keep putting the glue cap in my mouth. So I'm just going to add that about there. How cute would if I had a little like a little tiny little postcard stamp to go on this front of these envelopes. That'd be so cute. So I'm just going to cut the excess off there. These scissors are so gummed up with glue because I don't ever wipe the excess glue away. So I'm going to have to get my eucalyptus oil out and give them a good cleaning, I think. So that's that. That butterfly would have actually been nice on there, but anyway, that's all right. What am I going to do? I do have this little fella, this butterfly here, but could I be bothered cutting him out? I don't know. Let me just grab my die cuts. Hang on a sec. I don't know whether I've got anything small enough. So I've been organising everything. I found another couple of sets of drawers the other day, so I've been organising. So these are my die cuts that I keep here beside me. So I've got floral, botanical in one, and then I've got butterflies and nature birds in another. So I think I'm going to, and these little containers here, they all clip into one another. And the drawers sets that I've got is a set of recollections drawers, and there's 10 drawers in a unit. And they're only A4, but so this fits in there side by side, and then I can get another one up the top here. So they're really handy just to have, and I can just pull them out and have them on my desk, and then when I'm finished I can just pop them back in the drawer. So I'm just going to see if I can find something. I don't know. I mean, I'm a great lover of, I love butterflies. I have one tattoo, and it's of a butterfly, and it took me 3 years to decide exactly what I wanted. So I got it for a reason, and it to me it resembles, it means hope. So yeah, so butterflies mean a lot to me, because I did get that. I did get the tattoo for my 40th birthday, but I think I was 43 before I got it, because I just thought if I'm going to get a tattoo, it's got to mean something, and it's because it's there permanently, isn't it? It's on the top of my foot. It's quite cute. And it's funny, I still sometimes go, oh, that's a tattoo, because I mean, you don't always look at your foot, do you? So it's funny though. I think I'm liking the pink because of that pink, little bit of pink rose there. So I'm just pulling those out. See what I've got. It seems like that one. That's the same. Yeah, so I don't know, going off on a tangent there. Yeah, I love butterflies, so I seem to have a lot more butterflies than I do birds. But that's okay. Love birds too. I love nature. I love botanical. Love anything like that. So, all right. I think we might go with one of these. I mean, they are quite large, but you can still see, you know, everything there. You can still see the little bit of script there. I mean, this is just a fun little project, you know, using up your scraps and bits and pieces. So I am going to ink around this fella, just to get rid of those white edges. And once again, I'm going to use my beloved cheesecloth. Excuse me. And I'm just going to pop. Always with my cheesecloth, I just put a little bit of glue around about where I'm going to put it, because I don't want it glued down perfectly. I want some of the fabric to actually be sticking up. So I just put a little bit there, and then I'm just going to pop this guy. Oh, I hope I haven't been off screen then all that time. So just a little bit of glue on the back of the butterfly. Need to pop him there, make sure that he doesn't go over the top of that envelope flap there. And he just, once again, as well, sits up off the envelope a little bit. And that's just another little one done. I mean, they're so easy. It's nothing to them. Just something just a little bit different. And then it can be opened up and journaled on, or it can be closed and used as a tiny little envelope. So that's two. Might just do one more. I don't know how long I've been going for. Nearly half an hour. I haven't got much done, have I? Anyway, that's okay. As I said, I'm a bit slow, but I enjoy the process, so it's all good. All right, so what am I going to do now? Okay, so what I might do is I might put a little bit of script. Actually, I'm going to do a random, excuse me, script stamp again. I like that look. So I'm just going to do that, fold that up, and then just randomly stamp. No rhyme or reason to it. So I'm going to put a little bit of script out of the book, or a little bit of book page on the bottom here. And once again, I keep that because I will stamp that. I like to, those little bits I like to stamp numbers on or little words on. And I might try something in a minute. I've just lost the lid off my glue and it's all gloggy. I'm just going to ink that up a little bit first. I'm just going to glue that down. Hey, thanks everybody for your support. I've got over 700 subscribers now, which is really good, and people have been supporting my Etsy store. What I would like to do eventually down the track, and my son is actually helping me work on that at the moment, is I'm working on a my own website, because I don't know, Etsy fees are just, now they're actually taking fees on your postage amount that you know, that's not something that I obviously make money on. But they take their percentage of the postage as well, which is a bit rich, I think. So I'm working on my own website. I will be keeping my Etsy store going for a little while yet, because once again, setting up a website, I want it to be professional looking. My son's in marketing, so he's helping with me to do that. He doesn't live in the same town as me, so it's hard, and I am so technically challenged, so I need that little bit of help. So basically I have to wait until he's got time, or we can work our schedules around it so that we both can meet up. So I'll let you know when I get that up and running, and you can pop over and have a look if you're interested. So yeah, that's something that I'm also working on in the background. So I would love to be able to do this as a living. I know that's a big ask. I have been doing paper crafting and sewing for well over 30 years, so it's certainly a passion of mine. And if to be quite honest, I don't have a social life. I work, I come home and I craft. But hey, I'm happy with that. I love what I do, and I mean, obviously I go out every now and again, but not very much. But so when you love what you do, if you can make a living out of it, that's great. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, because as I said, I've been doing it for over 30 years. But I've just fallen into this junk journaling, and I absolutely love it, and I'm just totally obsessed with it. So I'm going to run with it and see where it takes me. So yeah, basically, I don't know where I started. I just wanted to say thank you for your support and let you know that I am actually working on a website, so I will let you know when that's up and running, so you can pop over and have a look. Okay, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I bought some stamps the other day, so please just bear with me for a second. I think they are... Oh, I don't know here. I'm a mess, I know that much. Okay. I just found this stamp set that I had too, and this would be cute. This would be cute on the front, maybe. So I'll grab that out and have a look at that in a minute. I bought these stamp sets the other day, and they're only alphabet. I thought they might be. Thought they might have numbers on them, but they don't, because I was just thinking I might stamp something on here. Let's have a go anyway. I don't know, I may not use them on the on these little envelopes, but these are their Kaiser style from Kaiser Craft, and their alphabet stamp set. These are lowercase, these are uppercase, and they excuse me, they clip into one another. So let's do love. So they just, you just clip them in to make your word. So you're not having to stamp them individually, which is what I love, because I have tried to do, I don't know whether any of you follow Anita Tillman on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is called Nini Noo. She does amazing interactive art journals and creative journaling. And a lot of her journaling, she uses these individual stamps, and she stamps them one by one and journals like that. And I've tried that, and oh my goodness, it takes so much time. So when I saw these, I went, yes, I'm getting them. I did actually have a set similar to this many, many years ago, but I don't know whatever happened to them. So they just clip in like that. I'll just get rid of these out of the way. So yeah, they're the stamps, and they just clip in like that. I haven't stamped them, so I might stamp them on a little bit of paper first and see, make sure they're not totally horrible. I mean, they're not going to be perfect, but oh, they work out all right. Just need to put a bit more ink on there. Yeah, see, that's the only thing with these stamps, is that you get this, which I'm not a great lover of. So what I might do is just try and get any excess that I can see. So that's, yeah, they're a bit different. I don't know. Let's try. Is it going to fit on there? And I'm just using Ranger Archival ink in jet black. So it's permanent ink. Okay, here goes. Not perfect, but hey, it's okay. So yeah, so that's just want to show you that because that's already naturally aged, you can use those, you know, use them on something. I'll have a play around with those stamps a little bit more, but yeah, I love numbers and all that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to use that on there because it gets a little bit lost, but I'm not going to throw that out. I have this tin full of words and numbers and all that sort of thing. Like, I've been collecting words for years. I love words and script, and I mean, I just love anything paper, really. And see, this is another thing too. This was out of an old book, and it had the chapters and everything. So I used the other part for a tag. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I used the other part of the page for, made some tags, and then I just kept these numbers, and I'll cut them individually and use them on some mini tags or something. So I've kept all that. This is just some different things that I've typed out on my computer. I nearly said typewriter then. On my computer, and then I've printed it out onto coffee dyed paper. But that was for butterfly journal that I did recently. There is a video of that if you're interested. So I've got all sorts in here, and I do have some numbers, these ones that I downloaded from, or that I purchased from Nick the Booksmith. So I'm just thinking maybe, I don't know, something like that, which I'll ink up. Actually, I could put this other butterfly on there, couldn't I, and use the specimen. That's what I might do, I think. Might use like the smaller print. So that's just another idea, guys. Just, you know, if you've got access to a computer, or even on a typewriter, if you've got a typewriter, just type up a heap of random words. And I quite often have a Word document open on my computer while I'm crafting, and if a word comes to mind, or a word, I've quite often got YouTube going, and I'm crafting with some wonderful ladies while I'm crafting. So they may say a word and I think, oh, I like that word. So I just type that into my Word document, print it off when I've filled it up or finished for the day, and cut it up and put it in here. I mean, I'll have to live to 300 probably to use all these, but it's okay. So these are, I mean, these are, I think, where did I get these? Oh, these are so old. I've had these for years and years, and they were on a long sheet, and I've just cut them up. Just cut them all up and just put them all in there as well, because I just thought I just need to try and get organised and have everything all in one spot. So, you know, like my words in one spot, my die cuts in another spot, just so that I can easily access everything. So my coffee is so cold now, I'm not drinking that. So what I might do is we seem to be on a butterfly theme here, don't we? I might add this fellow here, although he's pretty big. Am I going to be able to do this as well? I'm just going to cut, I'm going to use that one, and quite often I'll cut these and they're not straight. I don't know, I don't mind, that doesn't overly concern me either. It's funny, you know, I used to be a traditional 12-inch scrapbooker, and everything had to be perfect, you know, everything had to be straight and everything had to be cut straight and everything else. Whereas now, that's what I love about this junk journaling, is it's meant to be a junk journal and it doesn't matter if it's perfect. So it's been really good for me to actually just let go and roll with it. So I don't know, just let me have a look. What am I going to do here? Maybe if I put it on straight. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ink around the edges, get rid of those white edges, make it look a little bit older, a little bit dirty. And I'm going to pop this one just right there in the middle. And once again, I'm going to use a little bit of cheesecloth. I don't know whether you can hear that. My dog's scratching around in his bed trying to get his blankets in the right position. Sorry about that if it's noisy. And the bird in the background, it's just a complete menagerie here. So I'm just going to, once again, just glue a little bit there and add the cheesecloth. Let's press that down. I'm going to add the butterfly. I need to refill my glue as well. So I'm just going to pop that down. I'm going to put him straight up and down, this one. And I've glued him down a little bit so that the wings don't stand up so much, because what I'm thinking is I'm going to add this on there, and I just need a little bit of foam tape. So I've just got these, hopefully they're about the right thickness, and I'm just going to add them on here. Perfect. Just so that it's, once again, a little bit of dimension. I mean, it's a bit boring having everything completely flat. I think it is anyway. I mean, if you like that look, that's fine. I just prefer dimension and being able to feel different textures and that sort of thing. So, and here I might put, where am I going to put it? I think I might just put it off to the side so it doesn't cover up all the butterfly. So I'm just going to put that there. And that's just something different, a little bit cute, I think it is. So that's 3. All right, well, I haven't really done a lot, but I'm just going to, as I said, I had this stamp. I'm just thinking I might stamp that and just see what it's like. Okay. So I'm just going to flatten that out and hopefully get it straight. Just going to I'll put it down before I even had it straight, but anyway, that's okay. So it hasn't stamped perfectly. Once again, it doesn't matter. So on that one, I don't know, maybe I'll add a little bit of random script on it. Just gonna close that up. The reason I'm closing like the envelope up is I want to leave as much space for journaling as possible, so that, you know, if people do decide not to use it as a mini envelope, that they can journal here on these flaps as well as on the inside. So I don't know where this is heading. Maybe in here, in this same stamp set, there's a fleur-de-lis, but that's pretty huge, isn't it? It's very huge. What have I got? Just let me have a look. Another little I'll just put this back where it goes, because I'm renowned for just putting stamps wherever and then they get lost, and then I'm cranky when I can't find them. What have I got in here in this one? Nothing really that takes my fancy. I don't know. I've got in here this little zipper pouch here too. I've got random things that I've printed and cut out. I know that I did have some stamped butterfly images in here somewhere. So this one I actually leave on a trolley. That I can sort of wheel around wherever I go, and on each pouch I've put what they are. So these ones are floral in nature. Here we go. So butterflies again. See, this is I wasn't going to well, as I didn't know what I was going to do, but we've ended up doing butterfly themed embellishments today, so that's all good. So this one, let me pick it up. Oh, can't pick it up. So I don't know, maybe this one, I'll just cut it out and have a look. So this is the stamp. It's actually stamps like that, but I quite often like to cut them up and use them individually. So I'm just wondering, might cut that word off there, and I like this little guy, I don't know why in particular, but I'm just going to trim this down and ink it up. Let's get rid of all this mess. So the ink that I'm using at the moment is a Distress Oxide, and it's frayed burlap. I have a multitude of the Ranger Tim Holtz inks in the normal distress inks and also the Distress Oxides, and it's a bit ridiculous because I tend to use the same colours all the time. So normally I would use Vintage Photo, and I've just thought I'll give it a break, and I've just gone to this frayed burlap, and I quite like it actually. It's quite nice. So I'm just going to ink those edges quite dark, because I want it to pop off the envelope. So yeah, see, it's just going to cover up everything that I've done, but it doesn't matter. Look, it's another layer, so I'm just going to once again add a little bit of cheesecloth, underneath. Being a bit pedantic now. So just to add a little bit of cheesecloth, I'm just going to add this guy there. Next one, craft with me, I'll make sure that I have my glue refilled. So I'm just going to pop that little fella there. And do I want to use this? So I like to just sort of pull a little bit of the cheesecloth so that it looks really tattered. And this piece here, I think I might, anyway, I'll trim it and we'll ink it up. Let's see what happens. I think I heard a car door, so I may have to wind this up pretty quickly because it's about to get noisy, I think. So I'm going to pop that off the envelope as well, so just give it a bit of a 3D effect. And then, so these little 3D pieces I've got to cut down because that strip is only fairly narrow. So this is pretty fiddly. I'm just going to put it on there. If I can. Can't get. Put that down there. Okay. All right, so I think I'll pop it up here so that we still get that little bit of that stamp showing there. So that's quite monotone in colour, but it's another one, different one again, but cute just the same, I think. What do you guys think? So I'll just show you quickly what we've done. So we've done that one. They're a little bit hard to. I like the coloured butterflies are really cute. We've done that one. A little bit of pink. And then we've done this one as well. So I think, I mean, I don't know how long I've been going, for quite a while, but as I said, I had no direction. I had no idea what I wanted to do. So maybe I'll go off video now and I'll make a few more like this. And see what happens. But I hope you guys maybe got a little bit of inspiration out of that. So you don't need to have a lot, just use your scraps and bits and pieces that you've got laying around. So, and you may not all be able to have access to that die, but you could probably even make your own template, or if you've got the envelope punch board, you could probably do smaller ones like that as well, and you could adapt the same thing to your larger envelopes as well. So yeah, as I said, I hope you got a little bit of inspiration out of that. I will leave you go, I won't bore you to tears. So if you did like the craft with me video, please give me a thumbs up or let me know if you'd like to see more. As I said, I'm passionate about my crafting, and when I'm not out working, that's what I do. So if I can turn the camera on and inspire somebody to to make something. I'd love to be able to do that. So just give me a little bit of an indication if you're interested in some more craft with me, so I'm happy to do that. I do have quite a few tutorials lined up. I just have to get the time to be able to sit down and do them. As I said, I don't get the house to myself very often, so if I do film when people are here, I tend to have to go upstairs and I have to cart everything up, which isn't a problem, but I have to make sure I'm totally organized and I have everything that I need up there. So anyway, guys, look, take care, and thank you all once again for your support. Please give me a thumbs up if you do like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I'm also on Instagram. I'm very slack with my Facebook page, but I do intend on increasing my input on there, so because not everybody is on Instagram. So I'll put the links below though, and you can pop over and have a look if you like. So thanks for your time, guys, and please take care, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.